You know that feeling, right? Payday hits, the number in your account looks good for about 5 seconds, and then poof, you just watch it disappear. Rent, car payment, credit cards, and you're left scratching your head wondering how you can make a good living but have nothing to show for it. Well, let's talk about the invisible system that's designed to do exactly that. I want you to picture your future self. There are really two versions that could exist. One is stressed out, buried in payments, wondering where the time went. The other has freedom, real options. And the difference between those two people isn't luck. It's not some secret stock tip. It's about understanding the game that you're in. And that game often traps us in this really weird, frustrating place, being successfully broke. You're doing all the right things, you're earning good money, maybe even great money, but you're just always broke. Your bank account never seems to catch up to your paycheck. If that sounds even a little bit familiar, I promise you, you are not alone. Let's make this real. Take two guys, Liam and Harry. Same city, started with the same income. Liam focused on building actual wealth. Harry focused on funding the look of wealth. Today, Liam is financially calm, he drives a Camry, and he has a net worth of over $1.8 million. Harry leases a BMW, works more, earns more some years, but his finances always feel shaky. His net worth, just over 300 grand. Who do you relate to more? And if you think this is just some made-up story, think again. A recent Goldman Sachs report found something pretty shocking. A full 43% of households that earn between $250,000 and $500,000 a year are living paycheck to paycheck. Let that sink in. This isn't a personal failure. It's a feature of the system. So how in the world does this happen? To get to the bottom of it, we have to pull back the curtain on what a bank's real business is. Because here's a spoiler, your money isn't just sitting in a quiet little vault with your name on it. Oh no, it's out there working, it's just probably not working for you. The whole thing is built on an idea called fractional reserve banking. Now, it sounds complicated, but it's actually pretty simple. The bank makes a bet that not all of us are going to show up on the same day asking for all of our money back. So when you deposit your cash, the bank is legally required to keep only a tiny fraction of it. And the rest, well, they lend it out. Here's exactly how the magic trick works. You deposit, say, $1,000. The bank turns around and lends out most of it. Let's call it $900 to somebody else who wants a new car or a boat. That person pays a pretty high interest rate, right? Maybe 7%. Now, what does the bank pay you for your $1,000 deposit? Maybe 0.1% if you're lucky. The bank just sits back and pockets that huge difference. That gap? That's their business model. They are incentivized to get you to borrow more and more while making it feel totally useless to save. And this quote just hits the nail on the head. In our financial world, compound interest is always on, 24/7. It's either a destructive force, building someone else's fortune with your debt, or it's your best employee working tirelessly to build your fortune. The only question is, who is it working for? But this system wouldn't work so well if it weren't for the psychological piece of the puzzle. The real trick is that we willingly, even eagerly participate. We hop on this lifestyle treadmill, running faster and faster, making more money just to stay in the exact same financial spot. It's a phenomenon called the Diderot effect. The story goes, a French philosopher got a beautiful new robe. But then he looked around and suddenly his old desk looked kind of shabby next to it, so he got a new desk. But now the chair looked all wrong. Before he knew it, he was in debt, having replaced everything in his office just to match that one new robe. You buy a nicer car, and suddenly your house feels small. Each upgrade makes sense on its own, but when you add them all up, they literally eat your net worth. The way you fix this is to just burn this simple truth into your brain. There's no prize at the finish line for having the fanciest stuff. There's no trophy for looking wealthy. The only thing that matters is the gap between what you earn and what you keep. That's the real scoreboard. Okay, so that's the trap. How do you get out of it? How do you stop playing the game and start building real, actual wealth? It's not about being cheap. It's about sequence. There is a specific, proven order of operations for your money that builds a rock-solid foundation. So here it is. This is the playbook. Step 1, you build an emergency fund, a cash cushion. This is what keeps one flat tire from sending you into a debt spiral. Step 2, you go to war with high-interest debt. I'm talking credit cards. You attack it like it's a house fire, because mathematically, it is. Paying off a 22% credit card is a guaranteed 22% return. Only then do you move on. Step 3, You absolutely capture your full employer 401k match. It's free money. It's an instant 50 or 100% return. And finally, you start maxing out your other tax-advantaged accounts. When you follow that order, something amazing happens. You're not playing the bank's game anymore. You're playing your own. You start to redefine wealth, not as something you show off, but as something you actually have. Options, freedom, a little peace of mind. And you know what? It's way more achievable than you might think. Let me tell you about this guy, Ronald Reed. He was a janitor, a gas station attendant, he drove a used car, and famously wore a coat he held together with safety pins. He just quietly invested his money, year after year. Nobody had any idea he was wealthy, until he died and left $8 million to his local library and hospital. He's the ultimate proof that building wealth has very little to do with your income and everything to do with consistency. So look, the system we've talked about today is brilliantly designed to help you finance the appearance of wealth, and it will keep you on that treadmill for as long as you let it. So the real question this leaves us with isn't about the system, it's about you. What are you going to intentionally design your life to fund? Your freedom, your family's future, your peace of mind? Ultimately, that choice is yours.